So tell us a bit about yourself. What I know about you is that you were a naughty kid that always rebellious,
Always.
never listened
Never.
to anyone.
Average student.
And yet somehow you were named Citibank CEO, right?
Yeah.
So how in Malaysia? How did that happen?
The journey to get here?
Yeah, tell us briefly.
I firstly, we've got to go back 26 years.
Okay.
I mean, with
So
Citi
you're
for 26
you're about 27 years old now.
Yeah, something like.
Okay. We've established age.
I've been with Citi for 26 years, right? When I first started, let me be clear. I'm an average student, right? My daughter just came back, and she, doing her GCSE, told me that she had 10 A stars and 1 A. So I said, "What's wrong with you? Why not 11 A stars?" And she goes, "Dad, what did you get?" I said, straight B's, and that was it, But I started with Citi in 1990. I've been with the organization 26 years. Started in credit in London. I was a credit analyst. Didn't know what I wanted to do in the organization, so I thought I'd join as a credit analyst, basically to learn as much of the bank as possible. I eventually went to the treasury, basically sales of foreign exchange options and derivatives. I did that for quite a few years. Got sent to New York to deal with the hedge funds. Got beaten up there, as always. You go to New York, you're nobody in New York. You sit at a desk and, next desk over, no one talks to each other. Very cold place. Came back, ran the sales team for ASEAN, ran the sales team for Asia Pacific. And then I was called to become the Chief Operating Officer for Singapore in 2010 because I wanted to take a different path in my career afterward. And then I did that for about 2 years as COO. And then one day I get a call from the regional CEO. And he says, "Look, we've got a problem in Malaysia, in the anti-money laundering hub. All right, we've got our hub in Malaysia, and we've got problems there, people problems, morale issues. I want you to go over and sort it out for us."
This is pre-1MDB, right?
Actually, yeah, this is post, actually. Well, post meaning to say it was already brewing, right? So, but for the record, we got no dealings with 1MDB, just to be clear. So I said, "Listen, Stephen, I've got no AML background. I've got no compliance background. I've got no controls background. I'm a business guy, markets person, right? Management." They're like, "Yeah, perfect. You're the right guy. We want you to go."
Why was that?
Because they said, with all these problems, you're a fixer. You know how to get things done. The issues there happen to be with people, processes, and all, and we think that you're the right guy. So I took the leap of faith, packed up the family. Within 2 weeks, I was in Malaysia. And then, having solved the problems and all, they said, "Why don't you go take on the CEO role?" Okay. So that's but I've done 26 jobs, in 26 years, I've done 10 jobs. So on average, that's about 2.6 jobs, one job every 2.6 years.
For those who don't know, he's also the go-kart champion for Asia.
I was the 2015 Road Tax Max champ, and also the X30 karting champ in Singapore.
So what do these experiences do for you? I mean, all this accumulation of different experiences.
Actually, I just answered that same question earlier today. I had to give a talk to Prudential, and they asked, what is it? Because I have this philosophy that everybody should get a life outside of your work. So for myself, as you heard from Roshan, I race karts. I was the former president of the Ferrari Owners Club in Singapore. I'm a musician. I'm a semi-professional musician. I play the drums. I played 10 shows in Singapore, Malaysia for Phua Chu Kang. Those of you know PCK. I play for his live band. I play for weddings, and I do not know the bride and groom, right? It's a paid gig. And this is not too long ago. I played, and lo and behold, there will always be Citibankers in the guests, right? And during break, they will come and ask you, "What are you doing here?"
Friend of the bride.
Yeah, no, I'm like,
Moonlighting.
no, I'm like, yeah, you know how the bank pays, right? So you got to earn extra moonlighting. So I'm a semi-professional musician. My music playlists, I share with my daughter. My daughter and I share our music playlist because as a musician, you need to be on top of your game, right? And previously, I was an advanced scuba diving instructor as well. Now, of course, I play football and golf. I used to be a 6 handicapper, among other things. So having such a diverse background or interest allows me to speak to a lot of people on different topics. Yeah. So with staff, if they want to talk about music, we can talk about music. We can talk about sports. We can talk about motor racing. Oh, and next week, Singapore Formula One. I'm also president of the Motorsports Association of Singapore, and I'll be giving away the 3rd prize in Formula One the week after in Singapore.
Okay. So we have to look out the...
Yeah, I'll be there on TV.
So tell us, I want to keep them all for dinner, but if you could give 1 or 2 nuggets of wisdom, or pearls of wisdom to the CEOs in this room, all of them, with their businesses ready to launch globally, what sort of advice would you give to these guys?
Yeah. 2 things. The first one is look for good people. Always look for good people. Because one, good people, they are loyal and trustworthy. That's key. And smart people. Sometimes I think I've seen other managers not hiring smart people that are smarter than them. I am of the other opinion. I would hire the smartest guy that would, first help me look good. Secondly, it makes my life a lot easier, right? And the whole idea is to take your company or our companies forward, and you want the best for your organization. And then the second one, I suppose, is literally exactly that, right? Getting a life. Simply because, if you put heart and soul into just your work, you will burn out. And I've seen many, many people in my organization burn out. And it's not a good thing to burn out. So get a life.
Well, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Roshan.
it.
All right.
Thank you.
Yep.